Hi everyone and welcome back to the Art Track. Today's video is about value. We're gonna start by creating some value scales. All I'm gonna do is trace my ruler and mark off every 1 inch at the top and at the bottom. Then I'm gonna use my ruler to connect these 2 points and create myself a grid. We have 5 shading techniques we're going to practice, so I need 5 rows with 7 columns each. 7 being our darkest value and number 1 being our lightest value. The first row is going to be blending. The second row will be hatching. Then we have cross hatching, scribble hatch, also known as scumbling, and the last one will be stippling. For blending, place your finger on top of the pencil, and this will allow you to apply pressure. The more pressure you have, the darker your value will be, and when you release the pressure, it's going to be lighter. Blending is a shading technique that uses a very smooth transition. Go ahead and rotate your paper when you need to make it easier to blend. Part of this exercise is for you to practice control of your materials, so try not to go outside of the boxes. Now, in case some of your values look alike or you need to go darker, you can always go over the box again. It's easier to make things darker than it is to make things lighter. You can always build up the darkness of each value. For hatching, cross hatching, and scribble hatch, we're going to use a pen. Hatching is the shading technique that uses one set of parallel lines to create value. If you use a pen, the lines will always be the same darkness because of the ink. So to create value with pen and hatching, you have to practice the art of separating the lines or putting them close together. The closer the lines are, the darker the area will be. The bigger the space in between the lines, the lighter the value will be. So go ahead and try this out with a pen and see if you can pull off some dark values and some light values. Cross hatching is the shading technique that uses multiple sets of parallel lines. So cross hatching starts just like hatching, but we can add additional sets of parallel lines in different directions to cover up more area, making it darker. When you're creating hatching and cross hatching, be sure to lift your pen or pencil at the end of every line. Try not to create zigzags when hatching or cross hatching. Try to control your pen or pencil as best as you can when setting up these parallel lines. Scribble hatch or scumbling is a process of creating value using random lines. This is where you can create a very messy line and you don't have to worry about it. In order to get a darker tone, again, you have to create more lines closer together, just like I'm doing here. The lighter your value, the less lines you're gonna have in one certain area. So after you create this really dark value, once you have that really dark value, try and make a lighter one by creating less lines. The type of line in Scribble Hatch doesn't really matter. You can get crazy with it, have fun with it, and just add less and less lines in the area to get a lighter tone. Stippling uses a whole lot of dots to create value. The more dots you have in one space, the darker the area will be. But you don't want to go too fast because that's actually going to take you longer. You want to control where you put the dots. And if you do this, if you take your time, you'll actually be faster. If you go really fast and you just put dots everywhere, it's going to be really hard to control where they go and what area they cover. So it might take you longer. So for this shading technique, the slower you go, the faster you'll finish. Here's an example of less dots equals lighter. And then just let me go ahead and cover these up. On the second square, I'm going to go a little bit more organized. Since I don't have to cover the entire square with dots, I'm going to be more careful of where I do place it. I want some of that white background to pop out so the value is lighter than the one before it. And there you go. This is what it should look like, more or less. Try your best, have some fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Check us out on arttrike830.com and find us on Instagram and Facebook by searching up at arttrike830. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.